If you're watching this, you're probably in a cycle where one part of you really wants to watch porn and the other one wants to stick to no fat. And during points in the day where the urges really hit you, you have this mental tug of war where the side that wants to watch porn just wins. I went through this excruciating process myself for like 7 years, so I know exactly what it's like. I know the pain that comes afterwards. I know the lapse of willpower, how crushing it is to your own fucking ego, to your self-esteem. You feel like an evil demon has possessed you and it won't let go. It's truly awful. Sometimes I felt like I was fighting a losing battle, like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. But then I found this process called the easy peasy method in January last year, and it just completely changed the game for me. The way it works is that instead of trying to overcome the mental tug of war by siding with the side of you that has the willpower to overcome the porn, you instead eliminate the tug of war altogether. And you might have seen my last video about how I described how this actually works, but in this I'm going to take more of a high level approach and explain to you how removing this brainwashing can actually help you free yourself from the porn trap with no willpower. Okay, so this is the cycle. As you can see, we've got the urge to PMO. You say, you know how this goes, just get on with it. You can stop after this one. The brainwashing, right? This is the chemical urge. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail here because it's a little bit complicated, but pretty much, right? The urge to PMO is the chemical urge to PMO. The brainwashing is what really kicks things up. This is what causes the tug of war in your mind, right? Here, it's just a little niggle. You can barely feel it. Here, real big urge. This is when you're like, fuck, I don't want to do it, but I really do. That really hot thing that I saw, I really want to. And you have this kind of like cretin, like just degenerate feeling. That's what's fucking causing it. This is the big boy. Then you PMO, you feel like shit. The dopamine drops. And then you get that little urge again, and then you have the, oh, I really want it, and on it goes. This is the easy peasy way out. So normal porn methods, right? Remember, this was the tug of war. This is where the tug of war was occurring, right? At the brainwashing. So you get that little chemical urge. The brainwashing tells you, oh, you really fucking want it. And most porn, strategies, the no-fap methods, they work by targeting the willpower and saying, if I can just deal with this chemical urge for long enough, my urge to watch porn will go away. But the problem is that this isn't the actual problem. The brainwashing's the fucking problem. And when you get rid of the brainwashing, right, you get to freedom. There's no urge to watch PMO anymore. You don't PMO. The dopamine doesn't drop. You don't get that little... It just completely solves the problem. So now we can see that the brainwashing is really the thing that's causing us to have these porn urges and really have this tug of war. Eliminating the brainwashing is absolutely key. The brainwashing, basically what it is it's you seeing some kind of value in porn. Whether it be that it relaxes you, gives you pleasure, it helps you de-stress, it helps you relieve boredom, it keeps you in the loop, it keeps you educated, all these silly reasons. You have a myriad of reasons which aren't necessarily caused by you, but you just pick them up and you kind of, oh yeah, you agree with them. You think, oh, that might be true. Yeah, porn is pleasurable. Yeah, it is. If you hold these beliefs, these false beliefs, by the way, these aren't like real beliefs, but I'm telling you, just brainwash yourself against it. These are actually bullshit. And the only real way you can prove it to yourself is by reading the easy peasy method, proving to you it's bullshit. And as these reasons go away, you start to see zero value in porn and you become free. The end point we want to get you to is being someone who views porn like how a non-smoker views cigarettes. So chances are you don't smoke cigarettes, right? When you see a smoker out there like lighting a cigarette and smoking it, you don't look at them like, oh, they're indulging themselves in some real pleasure. You look at them like, what the fuck are you doing? Like inhaling that disgusting shit. Like, it's just pointless. You just can't really see any point in it. But you've got to remember, from the cigarette smoker's point of view, they have all of these reasons as to why they smoke. They think smoking gives me pleasure, it helps me de-stress, helps me relax, relieves boredom, it's social, I like doing it. They've got all of these reasons. You don't have one of those reasons. So you can see the difference, right? You can see a smoker and a non-smoker. The smoker sees some real value in the fucking cigarette, whereas you see zero value in it. So that's why when you look at a smoker or you look at a cigarette, you think, what the fuck are you doing? Now get this. Non-PMO users, old guys, like women who, people who don't watch porn, they'll look at you watching porn. Obviously it's different because like when you watch porn, you're typically inside in your fucking neckbeard nest man cave. But nonetheless, like, if in theory they saw you, they would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's just disgusting. It's pointless. What the fuck are you doing? right? But as a porn user, you are the one who sees the pleasure in it. Non-users don't see pleasure in porn in the same way that you don't see pleasure in cigarettes. I know it's really hard to believe because from your point of view, you really think porn has a lot of pleasure. But you've got to remember, you're looking at it with the brain of someone who is in the fucking matrix. You're in the brainwash. It's like a cigarette smoker's like really does think there's pleasure in cigarettes. You think that's bullshit. You are the cigarette smoker, but for porn. Do you see what I'm getting at here? I hope this is really sinking in. This is why it's a bit of a catch-22 to help you quit, because I'll tell you there's no pleasure in porn. You won't believe me. You have to read the easy peasy method. You have to undo all of the brainwashing bit by bit by bit, and then you'll come to the conclusion. You might think, okay, but once you're a cigarette smoker or once you're a PMO user, it's very difficult to quit, right? Cigarettes are notoriously difficult to quit. To the traditional way, yeah, if you're trying to survive like the urges, yeah, it's going to be really difficult. But if you unravel all the brainwashing, it's actually very, very easy because you see no value in the thing, even like the day after, say you PMO on day 1, right? Day 2, you read the easy peasy method and you undo all of that brainwashing. Day 3, you're going to be just fine. You're not going to have urges. You don't have urges because there's no reason to, right? The way you cure your fucking porn addiction is by clicking the link in the below. It's a PDF called the Easy Peasy Method to Quit Porn. It's completely free. No one's making any fucking money off this. I just want to show you the method that really, really fucking works. Read it all the way through, undo all of the brainwashing, and when you're done, pass it on to a friend. I believe this is a revolutionary method to quit porn, which is why I'm making all these videos about it. It really helped me out. PMO addiction was the most painful problem in my life, and it was for years. And I just want you to be free. So click that link, read the Easy Peasy method, and subscribe if you want more content on Easy Peasy, because I'm going to be making a fucking lot of it. I really want to get into depth here and show you guys really the nuances of the method and making it more clear for you, and also getting new guys on board. So new nofap dudes who are struggling with the willpower method, I want to get them onto Easy Peasy and just fucking cure them. So hit subscribe if you like, leave a comment, and read the Easy Peasy method, for God's sake. Fucking read it. I've also got free coaching that I'm doing. I'm literally just going to roll it out. So if you're interested in that, you can book a call with me as well. Hope you enjoyed.